All right, we are pivoting. We're gonna go to a denial run because we still have to do denial with this team. So let's do it. Now, the other probabilities question that we need to answer is, what are the chances of crit showing up? Hey! All right, achievement unlocked, battle hardened, 5 memories on our Crusader. Hurrah.
Once more into the maelstrom.
Once more into the maelstrom indeed, Wayne. Yeah, so we'll take the Rot Squad. We're going to try and do denial, which is its own kind of scary, and we will only get one chance. Pretty simple math. 1/4 plus 3/4 times 1/3 equals 1/2. Is that the way that those numbers work? That 1/3 of 3/4 is 1/4 plus 1/4. Yeah. Yep. I guess it is.
Talking excitedly of esoteric theory and ancient mysteries.
1/3 times 3/4 for some reason seems like a weird math thing. But it does indeed add up. All right, Rot Squad, and we're gonna go for Chains of Denial no matter what. And if we do not get love from the librarian, it will say la vie. We'll still try to press forward.
The point of no return welcomes you.
This one we're committed on, unlike the last ones. Quarter chance to roll the region slot, third chance to not roll in slot, 1/3 chance to roll it in slot 2. I think that makes sense. Not that I expected any less. But yeah, so it's 50-50 that the Sprawl shows up, and then my very anecdotal analysis is that it is 1/3 of the time that we get a Snappy Swig, either from a Hoarder or vice versa. I can see why Act 1 might be slightly more difficult for Beacon, because you have less time for good relationships to form. Yeah, less time for good relationships, and less time just to find and kit out your heroes. Like, you get the big initial mastery bump, but then you don't have the time to find the trinkets that you need and get your heroes scaled up. And if you pick up, say, a bad disease or a bad quirk, you have less time to find a hospital. It's weird, but like, I think that the current tuning of the first act is a little more punishing. All right, so we will go here.
And rest.
We want the Bastard's Beacon, and I do think it is Shrieker. We like... Ooh, Trinket Organizer is an interesting gamble. I don't think we do it. Because anything short of an early Hoarder is going to be higher chances than rolling the dice on... The Trinket Organizer is really good, but it's really good for a longer run, unfortunately, I think is the short version. So I think we grab Acid Rain. We grab Poison Dart. Grab Plague Grenade. We grab Deathless. And we grab Solemnity. All right, anything else at the Provisioner? We could do some relationships, but they're not great. Getting rid of the Yips could be good. I'll roll the dice on this. Nice. Okay. Let's see. You got the speed buff again. I never roll that when I need it, and always roll it when I don't. Sad to let the Trinket Organizer go, but let's do the thing.
Behold, the great cities of man
Well, hello, Lair. How are you doing?
and of flame.
I guess no time will be wasted in us facing off against a librarian.
The library burns, and with it the remains of philosophy, reason, and insight.
So yeah, so I think what my read on it in Lustrous is that I think that I think the actual math is that there are 3 trinket slots for any lair boss. And then of those 3 trinket slots, there is 1 trinket that can only show up on the lair boss. That, though, is not Snappy Swig. That is Smoldering Hymnal. Then there is a increased chance on the lair boss of higher rarity trinkets, of which Snappy Swig is 1. And there are 2 slots that Snappy Swig can show up in. Well, there's 3 slots that Snappy Swig can show up in, because you don't always get the rare offering, aka Smoldering Hymnal, I think.
A slow dissection.
Once we get to that page, oh really? You're gonna Infernal Taskmaster me twice? That is really uncool. Let the record show.
A small reprieve from this carousel of horrors.
Could have technically eked out a reflection. Yeah, for sure in Lustrous. Well, I want to look at the screen, though, because I think there's some information that it gives you on the initial, like, landing screen.
Dwindles. Early results are encouraging.
That we can work around. A little stress healing off that crit would have been nice. Oh, the courses that I did worst in university were without question all of the kind of like higher level math classes. I don't have a good brain for it. Even statistics and probability, I struggled with. I think probabilities are complicated. There's a lot of intuition that does not pan out the way that you think it should, or the way that I think it should.
Subtraction, an invariable result.
Yeah, and my memorization skills are about as good as my reading skills. If that gives you any intuition about how bleak things are.
Malaise, measured and steady.
I think we are all victims of our mind. I think that is poetic and very true. Yeah, see, so okay, so there's always 3 trinkets. I think Charred Litany and Smoldering Hymnal are the two that can appear in this slot. But I think any of the Sprawl-specific trinkets can show up here. Then Enlightened Element is generally available. Snappy Swig can show up here. And then Enlightened Element and Snappy Swig can show up here. But I don't think there are ever 3 rare trinkets here. So there'll always be 1 lower level. Ooh, excuse me. This is kind of the worst configuration for us. Because our Flage is going to be doing damage to these books along with our Plague Doctor. So basically, we're potentially going to shave a little bit off of its lifespan, is the fear. But so far we're not hitting too hard, which is good. I think we greed this. We use the smoke bomb to remove, just so that we're landing all of our things. Great crit there. I don't think there's any way our Flage hits for 12. Famous last words, but I think I can keep stacking dots. I don't have to switch over. Danger zone, dude. Danger zone. And actually, we may be a little in the danger zone because 5 is... Okay, he's going to burn it before RC goes, so we're fine then. We were more fine before he decided to do that. Jeez. How did we... Oh, it's because... Yeah, our Leper going early is also not good. The speed procs have been unfortunate. Because it means that we don't have him as an anchor to set up taunt for the next round. And also to make sure to strip off dodge at the end of the previous round. So, if I hit him, he dies. Okay, well, that solves that problem. And then I'm gonna Deathless back this way because
what a welcome one, nonetheless.
we have other healing options and we have way more recovery on our Leper. So not good.
Weighty gloom, a spark.
Not good across the board, I would say. But it's for Act 1, we'll roll the dice. Even though I hear Act 1 is pretty punishing. I don't really want to go to a surgeon. I want as many question marks as I can get. So I think we're gonna go. I mean, this could as easily be. Do we still have the yips? No, we got rid of the yips. So right now the hospital doesn't hold that much value for us. So we're gonna go double question mark route, hoping to find the Hoarder. Yes, this is a snapless day. I think we can do the first region without Snappy, even though I don't know what the overhaul on Chains of Denial is. I don't know what they do differently. But Chains of Denial are very hit or miss. Let's see, we could get food and supplies or relics. We'll go food and supplies, I guess. Okay. I mean, it's good food.
Consider all variables.
If this was the Hoarder, we'll never know, but if it was, I'll be quite sad. We have 2 more question marks. Oh, but we might have to... We never miss. I only miss. I'm gonna avoid stacking up the bleed early here. So he's currently on a 3-turn timer that we can make a 2-turn timer with Charred Litany. Can't help but kind of feel like... So we're gonna finish him off. So I'm gonna go ahead and do this.
The fiend's strength dwindles.
Burn, baby, burn.
The enemy weakens and wanes. A deliberate and methodical appliance of harm.
We do now have the Greater Gilded Mind, so just a pure slap in the face on that one. That's okay, though. There we go. I did this whole fight without ever taking a bleed from the barricades. I don't think that's something I've ever done before. Achievement unlocked. Just got to use range skills on the barricades. That's the...
Worthless without purpose.
I'd be excited about those bandages if we were going to the Reach, but...
They revel in debauchery, debasing themselves in the face of the end.
You and RC are ahead of the game, although only marginally.
Results are encouraging.
Yeah, the difference between getting Snappy Swig and not for the Grave Robber is unfortunately profound on this comp. That may be the big weakness of the Rot Squad, is if you don't secure some really high crit rate, you have a really hard time with stress healing.
The fiend's strength dwindles.
That, and as the stress stacks up on our flash, we don't really have a way to undo it.
The smallest variable can make all the difference.
Because we can get up to like 30% crit on Thrown Dagger, but We're going Venom Drop for reasons. We like to be using Poison Dart, and we don't have good combo, so we can't force high... We can't force high crit that way. We still have 2 more question marks. The game could be kind.
An opportunity
Squandered.
squandered.
I think an opportunity squandered may be my favorite Wainer from Darkest Dungeon 2. Not quite as good as the Darkest Dungeon 1's. Darkest Dungeon 1 voice lines, but it's still pretty good one.
Then apply it judiciously.
I'm also trying to think. We have two ooh. Well, that changes things.
Malaise, measured and steady.
All right, so we're done. The Endure isn't that useful. You're gonna take another 8. That puts you at 18. I don't think we get the Solemnity here. Oh, we do. And it was a big boy Solemnity too. What why was that so large? Huh. Interesting. Oh, snap. All right. Well, I'm glad I did it early in the turn. But a Region 1 death on things is not my favorite outcome here. Oh, really? You're going to go twice in a row at the beginning here? Okay. We're about to get trampled. I don't know if we're fine. The stun is bad, for sure. The trample went okay, but the shuffle is not great. This is a little bad.
Agony by accumulation.
That is very bad.
No time to falter.
Oh, that is very, very bad. All right. Oh, we're out of position for Deathless. Double bad. All right.
Sweat-soaked brows, unsteady stances. Exhaustion takes
We're in the danger zone, for sure. Yep.
What is it then? But
Oh, what an absolute jerk move. Holy cow. Wow, the RNG, not ideal. The healing there is okay, but... I need to move him forward. just don't know what to do here. Yeah, death maybe? Woo! Two to 6. He already has a dot on him for 3. 3 to 6. 4 to 8. Alright, we do that, but Jarvis is in the danger zone.
Another wound.
Yep. What a jerk move. Yep. Jarvis has exited the chat.
Denied once more. She
Yep.
to some
Wow, the RNG on that fight was out of control. Whew. I think this is very good news for people who enjoy watching Balatro. Let's see, with this...
Let us hope their desperation can be eased.
Dang. That was some vicious, vicious shenanigans. I don't think there's a lot we could have done with the tramples being so on point in terms of shuffles. That was just the way she do. All right, well, the cycle is over. Ordained death in Region 1 on Confession 1 had an unsurprising result. Yeah, it definitely does in Lustrous. It's like, I mean, it's one of those things where, right, our interest right now, or my interest, is in seeing how the Bastard's Beacon changes each of the heroes. How it changes each of the bosses. So, like, yeah, I could spend the next 2 weeks rebuilding Jarvis, or we could restore our save from before stream and, you know, and start experimenting again next week.
Always made clear.
It feels kind of pointless to rebuild him, but I don't know. I think it's a problem of Darkest Dungeon that I am grappling with as whether I want to continue playing it, if I'm being honest. Because there's not a lot left to do. Like, we could go hardcore on the cycle, but we need to define in terms of the cycle if we think that that the cycle should be starting from 0. That's remains an interesting question from my perspective. Yeah, I mean, I love the game, but we could also go play Dark Reliquary, or Black Reliquary, excuse me. You know? I love the original Darkest Dungeon.
A slow dissection. An unavoidable end.
Let's see. You're dead. You're not quite dead, so we'll do that.
Malaise. Measured and
We could. There's so many games to play, though. I don't know when Black Reliquary is going to be getting its release. That's an interesting question. Because I've been kind of waiting for it, lurking in the wings, hoping that it gets its 1.0. I think they're working on it, but I don't know. I don't know the status. Oh, finally a stress resist. Thanks, game. Stress resist would have been nice there, but so here's the question. We can pivot to Balatro early and just be like, you know, forget these shenanigans. Or we can try to salvage this run knowing that we may hit the reset button anyways on the save files so that we can continue to do interesting things. Because the problem is I don't think rebuilding a hero is particularly interesting. Like, you know, rebuilding our leper to their former glory does not seem like a particularly, like, engaging series of streams for us to do.
We would come here in summers of years gone to write, think, and rest.
Oh, I know. I am aware. It probably makes for a more engaging end to this run to try to press on. Could bring out Rusty. Rusty's like, oh no. Why am I getting dragged into this? Spoken Sharply is kind of a fun trinket, but...
Conventional fare, but fairly priced.
We're also, like, super...
Comfort on the road to damnation.
Our relationships are also horrifically bad right now. We have a 2 on RC and T-Hunter. I would use save file next time, but finish our Act 1 boss so you know what to expect. It's a good option. Okay, where do we land now? So T-Hunter and Rusty are hating each other, and T-Hunter and RC. All right.
Something to ease the rigors of the road.
All right, we scraped our relationships back from being horrifically bad. That's something. Is it possible to switch all of your skills to something you don't use, so relationship roles, bad modifiers on them can change the skill? Negative skills you cannot replace in Lustrous. They are locked on your bar. So no. If you do, it will randomly sub in things that you don't use, and they'll be stuck, which is a bummer. Maybe we roll. I've had some fun rolling Spoken Sharply before on Rusty. We'll go for it again. And then mastery wise, well, we have 6 mastery, so what is your path right now? Riposte and crush. Okay, good. Good. That's our That's our best option. Grab this. Grab this. Could have potentially gotten indiscriminate,
Planning and
but
mindfulness, as vital to survival as sharpened steel.
we still have 16 bucks left. Our Plague Doctor being that slow kind of sucks. So we'll just grab 2 of these and we'll just go. Just double up. Okay. Let us continue the slog forwards. Chance to produce whiskey. We might need this for relationship reasons, and we have so much
Any advantage
to
is
do.
good
All right.
thing.
Creature down. Okay.